My child, stop right where you are. Do not let your thumb brush past this moment, for this is not a coincidence of an algorithm or a random occurrence in your digital feed. I've orchestrated this very second, this very breath, and this very encounter, because your cry has reached my ears in the highest heavens. You have been searching for a sign, a whisper, or a reason to keep going amidst the overwhelming noise of a world that feels like it is closing in on you. I'm here now, speaking directly to the depths of your spirit, bypassing the walls you have built around your heart. This is a divine appointment, a sacred intersection where your exhaustion meets my infinite strength. You have felt like you are drowning in a sea of responsibilities and silent battles that no one else sees, but I have seen every tear and felt every ache of your weary soul. This moment is the beginning of your rescue, and I need you to understand the weight of what is happening right now. I have stopped the clock of the universe just for us to have this conversation, and I am calling you to listen with an intensity you have never known before. I'm asking you to treat this message with the reverence it deserves, for I'm about to do a new thing within your mind and your circumstances. Do not treat these words as mere background noise or something to listen to while your focus is divided. I'm commanding the atmosphere around you to shift, but I need your cooperation. Find a place of stillness, even if it is only within the temple of your own heart. Silence the notifications of the world, turn away from the distractions that seek to steal your peace, and sit with me. Your mind is about to be reconstructed, and the old patterns of fear and lack are being dismantled to make room for my glory. If you continue to scroll or allow your thoughts to wander, you risk missing the very key that unlocks the door you have been pounding on for years. This is a warning born of my immense love. Do not walk away from this burning bush, for the ground you are standing on is holy, and the miracle you have been fasting for is being delivered through this very sound. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and I'm speaking a reality into existence for you that did not exist moments ago. Before I reveal the depths of the blessing I'm pouring out upon you, I want you to acknowledge my presence and the shift that is already taking place in your room. Do not remain a passive observer to your own deliverance. Reach out in faith right now. Press the like button as a sign of your agreement with the heavens, and join this family of believers by subscribing to this sanctuary, signaling that you are ready for a consistent walk with me. This is your first act of obedience in this new season. I want you to declare your arrival at this divine gate. Type, "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments below to open the portals of restoration. By doing this, you are not just typing words. You're staking a claim in the spiritual realm and telling the enemy that your soul is no longer available for his torment. Your movement in the physical world activates a movement in the spiritual world, and as you seal your presence here, the chains of your past are already beginning to loosen their grip on your future. My beloved, I have seen you in the quietest hours of the night, when the rest of the world is asleep and you are left alone with the echoes of your own mind. I have watched you struggle through the thick gray mist of brain fog that makes even the simplest decisions feel like climbing a mountain. I saw you yesterday and the day before, when you stared into the mirror and did not recognize the spark in your own eyes, replaced instead by a heavy, pulsating pressure behind your forehead that refuses to leave. You have been carrying a weight that was never meant for your shoulders, a mental exhaustion that makes you forget the most basic tasks, leaving you feeling lost in a life you built with your own hands. I know the feeling of your heart racing for no apparent reason, the sudden waves of anxiety that wash over you in the middle of a crowded room, making you feel isolated, even when you are surrounded by love. You have been trapped in a loop of recurring thoughts, replaying past mistakes like a broken record, wondering if you will ever be free from the shadow of who you used to be. I've heard the whispers that haunt your silence, those negative words that tell you that you are falling behind, that your peers are moving ahead, while you remain stagnant in the mud of your own weariness. I have seen the way your sleep has become a battlefield where you lay awake at 3 a.m. with your eyes wide open, unable to shut off the engine of your mind. You feel a strange irritability over small things, a shortness of breath when you think about the future, and a deep, aching desire to simply disappear for a while, just to find a moment of peace. Perhaps you have noticed a sudden loss of interest in the things that once brought you joy, or a strange sensation of being numb to the world, as if you are watching your own life through a glass wall. You find yourself retreating into isolation, not because you don't love others, but because you simply have nothing left to give. These are not just physical symptoms, my child. These are the marks of a spiritual battle that has been raging around you, trying to convince you that this exhaustion is your new identity. But I am here to tell you a truth that will set you free. These things are not who you are. The fog, the forgetfulness, the heaviness in your chest, and the voices of doubt are nothing more than residue, the spiritual dust left behind from the intense fire you have been walking through. You are not breaking. You are being refined. You are not losing your mind. You are being emptied of the old to make room for the divine. Think of a vessel that has been used in a great war. It returns with scars and soot, but its core remains solid and precious. You have been in a season of hiddenness, a time where the enemy tried to bury you, but he didn't realize you were a seed. The pressure you feel is not the weight of a grave, but the pressure of a womb preparing you for a birth of purpose that the world has never seen. This exhaustion is the sign that you have reached the end of your own strength, and it is precisely at this point that my strength becomes perfect within you. The time for silent suffering is over, and the time for your deliverance has arrived. I'm calling you to perform an act of faith right now, to separate yourself from this residue and claim your new mind. Do not let this moment pass without a decree. Type this now in the comments: Divine Fire, cover me now. Understand that this is not a mere comment. It is a seal of protection, a spiritual signal that you are calling down the cleansing fire of my spirit to burn away every trace of anxiety and exhaustion. As you type those words, feel the chains beginning to snap. At the same time, tap the like button on this message. This is your sign of agreement with the heavens. Agreement releases momentum, and by liking and subscribing to this channel, you are aligning your frequency with my voice, ensuring that you stay within the circle of my protection. You are declaring to the principalities of darkness that you belong to the light, and that from this moment forward, your mind is a fortress guarded by my peace. Do it now and feel the atmosphere in your room begin to change as you step out of the identity of exhaustion and into the identity of a victor. Now that you have identified the heavy residue that has been clinging to your spirit, it is time for us to move from recognition to transformation. I am not just here to comfort you, I'm here to rearm you. You have been trying to fight spiritual battles with physical strength, and that is why you feel so depleted. Today, I am giving you a weapon upgrade, a divine fortification that the world cannot penetrate. I am wrapping you in what I call the Shield of Psalms, an ancient and unbreakable armor woven from my very breath. It is a multi-layered defense system that surrounds your mind, your heart, and your household. Think of it as 7 layers of divine fire, each one designed to incinerate a specific type of attack before it even reaches your consciousness. I am the potter and you are the clay, but in this moment I am baking that clay in the furnace of my presence until you become fireproof. You have been vulnerable for too long, but as you listen to my voice, I am reinforcing the walls of your soul with a strength that is not your own. This fortification requires a fundamental shift in your perspective. For months, you have been focused on the horizontal plane. You have been looking at your bank account, your medical reports, the betrayals of others, and the chaos of the news. You have been staring into the storm, and the storm has begun to stare back into you. But I am issuing a divine command. Right now, look up. Shift your gaze from the horizontal to the vertical. Your help does not come from the earth. It comes from me, the maker of the heavens and the stars. When you look at your problems, they grow. When you look at me, they dissolve. I want you to visualize a vertical beam of light connecting the crown of your head directly to my throne. This is your alignment. As long as this connection is clear, no weapon formed against you can prosper. I am pulling you out of the muddy trenches of how and when and lifting you into the high places of it is done. Can you feel the atmosphere shifting already? The air in your room is becoming charged with my authority because you have finally decided to stop looking at the waves and start looking at the one who walks upon them. Stand tall in this moment, for your posture determines your victory. I'm straightening your spine and lifting your chin. Do not bow your head in shame or defeat any longer. You are a child of the King, and your lineage is one of triumph. I'm activating the sevenfold protection over your life, a layer for your peace, a layer for your health, a layer for your finances, a layer for your family, a layer for your purpose, a layer for your joy, and a final layer of pure, unadulterated favor. This is not a suggestion, it is a spiritual decree. The confusion that once clouded your judgment is being burned away by the sheer intensity of my light. I am calling for an immediate alignment of your thoughts with my promises. If I say you are healed, stop agreeing with the pain. If I say you are provided for, stop agreeing with the lack. This vertical alignment is your greatest weapon. It creates a vacuum that sucks out the darkness and fills the void with my glory. Stay in this position of focused expectation, for the rounds of dismantling are about to begin, and you must be firmly anchored in me to receive the full weight of the blessing that is coming. I am moving now into the first layer of your deliverance, for I have seen how the enemy has tried to shroud your mind in a thick, suffocating fog of confusion. You have felt as if you were walking through a dark forest with no compass, bombarded by 1,000 voices, 1,000 opinions, and 1,000 worries that have left you paralyzed and unable to see the path I have laid out before you. This information overload was a deliberate attempt to drown out my whisper. But look at me now. I am breathing a divine wind into the atmosphere of your mind. I am sweeping away the static, the noise, and the mental clutter that has made your thoughts feel like a tangled web. Every lie that told you that you are losing your edge, every shadow that made the simple seem complex, and every cloud that obscured. My promise is being scattered by the sheer force of my presence. I am clearing the air so that you can breathe again, so that you can think with the sharpness and precision I gave you when I first formed you in your mother's womb. Hear my decree over your intellect and your spirit. The season of second-guessing is over. I am sending the light of my truth to penetrate the deepest recesses of your consciousness. My word is not a distant philosophy. It is the very lamp that is now being lit at your feet. It is the light that illuminates the dark corners of your situation, revealing that the obstacles you feared were merely illusions in the dark. I am restoring your spiritual vision, granting you the ability to discern the difference between the noise of the world and the frequency of my will. You will no longer be tossed to and fro by every wind of circumstance or every negative report. As this first round of divine fire does its work, you will find that your focus is returning with a supernatural intensity. The things that once confused you will suddenly become clear, and the decisions that seemed impossible will now be effortless. I am the God of order, not of confusion, and I am establishing my divine order within your brain, your memory, and your imagination right now. I want you to pay attention to your body in this very moment. My power is not just a thought. It is a tangible reality. Feel the coolness like a refreshing spring beginning to flow across your forehead and over the crown of your head. This is the touch of my hand, smoothing away the tension in the heat of mental exhaustion. The pressure that has been building behind your eyes is dissolving as the fog evaporates into nothingness. Notice how the light in your room seems to change, becoming softer yet more vibrant as your internal vision is recalibrated to my heavenly standard. The fog is lifting. It is not just fading, it is being obliterated. You can see the horizon again. You can see the next step I have for you. The path is becoming visible, glowing with the radiance of my favor. Your mind is being refreshed, renewed, and restored to its original state of peace and clarity. The static is gone, replaced by the crystal clear melody of my voice calling you forward into your destiny. This round is complete, and the victory is already yours. The confusion that tried to steal your time and your peace has been defeated by the light of my truth. Do not allow the enemy to tell you that the fog will return. It cannot survive where I am, and I am here with you now and forever. I have placed a guard over your mind, a gate of fire that filters out the lies and admits only the truth of my kingdom. You are now operating from a place of divine clarity and holy focus. Your thoughts are no longer your own. They are aligned with the mind of Christ. Take a deep breath and let the reality of this liberation sink into your very bones. You are clear-headed, you are sharp, and you are ready for what comes next. The first barrier has fallen and the way is open. It is done. It is finished, sealed in the high heavens and manifested in your life right now. Now that the fog has lifted and your vision is clear, I am moving deeper into the chambers of your heart to address a weight that has been dragging behind you like a heavy, rusted chain. I have seen you sitting in the dark, replaying the scenes of years gone by, whispering to yourself, if only I had done things differently. I have seen the shadows of regret that haunt your smiles. The mistakes you made, the opportunities you think you missed, and the words you wish you could take back. The enemy has used your past as a prison, a place where he keeps you locked away from the glorious future I have prepared for you. He whispers that you are disqualified, that you have wasted too much time, and that your best days are behind you. But I am here to tell you that I am the God who redeems time. I do not see you through the lens of your failures. I see you through the lens of my purpose. Every scar you carry is a testimony in the making, and every tear you shed over what was lost is being gathered into my heavenly bottle to be turned into the fuel for your comeback. Hear my voice as I issue a divine decree against every accusation that has been leveled against your soul. I am the supreme judge, and I am throwing out every case the enemy has built against you. I am breaking the chains of should have and could have right now. By the authority of my word, I declare that your past no longer has a legal right to occupy space in your present. I am canceling the debt of your guilt and erasing the records of your shame. You are not a prisoner of your history. You are a pioneer of your destiny. I am the potter, and though you may have felt like a shattered vessel, I am gathering the pieces and molding you into something even more beautiful and stronger than before. Those broken places are where my light will shine the brightest. I am closing the door on your yesterday not to lock you in, but to lock the shadows out. Stop looking back at the tomb of what was. Look forward to the resurrection of what is to come. I want you to experience this freedom in your physical body right now. Take a deep, deliberate breath, inhale my grace, and exhale the suffocating weight of regret. Can you feel the constriction in your chest beginning to loosen? That heaviness that has felt like a leaden plate on your heart is being lifted by my unseen hand. Notice how your breathing is becoming easier, more rhythmic and deeper. As I strike these chains from your ankles and your wrists, feel the lightness returning to your limbs. The burden of carrying a decade of what-ifs is falling away, shattering on the floor of my presence. Your heart, which has been tightened by the grip of sorrow, is now expanding to receive the joy of a new beginning. I am giving you beauty for ashes and the oil of joy for mourning. The air around you is no longer thick with the dust of the past. It is fresh with the scent of a new morning. This round of deliverance is finished. The chains are not just loosened, they are gone. They have been dissolved in the fire of my love. You are standing in a clean, open space where the ground is level and the horizon is wide. Do not go back to the ruins to look for what I have already cleared away. When the enemy tries to bring up your past, remind him that I have forgotten it, and so should he. You are a new creation in this very moment. Your identity is no longer the one who failed, but the one who is redeemed. Your path is clear, your heart is light, and your spirit is free. The door to your past is sealed with my blood, and it shall never be opened again. Step forward with confidence, for the weight is gone and you are ready to fly. It is done. It is finished. You are free indeed. My child, I am reaching into the very fibers of your being to touch your nervous system. You have lived in a state of high alert for so long that your body has forgotten how to rest. I see the invisible tremors in your hands and the way your heart pounds at the slightest sound. You have been in a fight or flight mode, a constant state of spiritual and physical survival that has drained your adrenaline and exhausted your soul. This frequency of anxiety is a thief that steals your sleep, your health, and your strength. But I am the Prince of Peace, and I am speaking a divine shalom over every nerve ending and every cell in your body right now. I am recalibrating your internal rhythm to the heartbeat of heaven. The alarm bells that have been ringing in your mind for months are being silenced by my commanding voice. The static of panic is being drowned out by the melody of my love. Hear my decree. Every spirit of fear and every vibration of panic must depart from this temple. I'm surrounding your brain and your heart with a blanket of holy stillness. I am commanding the cortisol and the chemicals of stress to subside, replaced by the cooling flow of my spirit. You're no longer a victim of your nerves. You are a sanctuary of my presence. I'm speaking peace to the storms in your mind and quietness to the turbulence in your chest. No weapon of anxiety formed against you shall prosper, because I am the wall of fire around you. The atmosphere of constant threat is being replaced by the atmosphere of absolute safety. You are protected, you are held, and you are deeply loved. I am the God who hushes the sea, and I am hushing the noise within you. I want you to feel the physical evidence of my word right now. Notice your shoulders. For years, you have carried them high, tight, and burdened as if bracing for a blow. I'm placing my hands on your shoulders. Now feel them drop. Feel the tension in your neck and the base of your skull simply melt away like wax before a flame. The stiffness in your jaws releasing and the clenching of your teeth is stopping. Your breath is slowing down, becoming a steady tide of life-giving air. The knot in your stomach is untying itself. You're becoming soft in my hands, pliable and at rest. Peace is not just an idea. It is a tangible reality that is saturating your skin, your muscles, and your bones right now. You are safe in my arms, and in this sanctuary, fear has no permission to exist. This transformation requires your participation to be locked in. Do not stay silent while heaven is moving on your behalf. Type it again in the comments right now. No door is open to fear. Your words carry the authority I've given you. Speak them into the digital realm as a testimony. Press the like button. Now let this shield of peace reach others who are drowning in panic. And if you have not already subscribed to this sanctuary, this is not just a video. This is your new rhythm, a daily habit of staying connected to my frequency. By joining this family, you are telling the universe that you no longer walk alone. You're anchored in the rock, and the waves of the world no longer have power over you. Your declaration is your defense. Do it now and feel the final remnants of anxiety leave your spirit. My beloved, I am moving now into the corridors of your subconscious, into the places where the words of others have left deep, jagged scars. I have heard every sharp tongue that lashed out at you, every cold judgment passed by those who never knew your heart, and every lie whispered by people you once trusted. You have carried these labels like invisible chains: worthless failure, incapable, unlovable. These words were never from me, yet they have played like a toxic recording in the background of your mind, stealing your confidence and making you shrink back when I called you to step forward. I've seen you flinch at a memory of a harsh critique and then lose sleep over a betrayal of words. But today, I'm the ultimate authority over your identity. I am the potter, and I am rewriting the script. I am reaching into the deep soil of your soul to uproot every seed of bitterness and every thorn of criticism that was planted by the enemy's messengers. I'm releasing my divine fire into your memory right now to incinerate every toxic recording, every sentence that made you feel small, every curse that was spoken over your future, and every negative prophecy that tried to limit my power in your life is being reduced to ashes. Hear my voice as I command the spiritual realm. I cancel every assignment of verbal destruction. I revoke the power of every malicious word spoken against you in secret or in public. I erase the frequency of shame that these voices tried to attach to your name. Repeat these words in your spirit with me. Cancel, revoke, erase. Again with the authority of a child of the King. Cancel, revoke, erase. These words no longer have a home in you. They are being purged from your cells, from your subconscious, and from your very DNA. I am the only one who defines you, and I say you are a masterpiece, fearfully and wonderfully made, chosen for such a time as this. I want you to feel this cleansing as a physical manifestation right now. Imagine a waterfall of pure crystalline light beginning to pour over the very top of your head. It is not just water. It is the liquid grace of my spirit. Feel it washing away the filth of every insult and the grime of every lie. As it flows down over your face, feel the muscles of your expression soften. As it moves down your neck and shoulders, feel the voice of the accuser being drowned out by the roar of my love. The water is moving down your spine, through your chest, and all the way to the soles of your feet, carrying every drop of poison out of your system and into the abyss where it belongs. You are being scrubbed clean from the inside out. The stench of other people's opinions is being replaced by the sweet fragrance of my favor. From your crown to your heels, you are being sanctified, purified, and set apart. This round is complete. Your mind is no longer a landfill for the world's trash. It is a sanctuary for my truth. The voices that used to haunt you will now sound like distant, meaningless echoes before they fade away entirely. You will find that when you speak, your own voice has a new weight and a new clarity because it is no longer muffled by the weight of what others said about you. I've placed a guard over your ears and a seal upon your heart. No weapon formed of words shall ever prosper against you again, for your vindication comes from me. You are who I say you are, and I say you are more than a conqueror. Walk in this purity, speak with this new authority, and never again bow to a lie. It is done. The atmosphere is clear. You are clean. My precious one, I am turning my attention now to the sanctuary of your rest, for I have seen how the enemy has tried to turn your bedroom into a battlefield. I've watched you toss and turn in the suffocating silence of the midnight hour, when the shadows seem to lengthen and every doubt you have ever had grows teeth and claws. I know the dread that begins to rise as the sun sets, the fear that tonight will be another cycle of staring at the ceiling, calculating how many hours of sleep you have left before the world demands your energy. You have felt a night pressure, a spiritual heaviness that descends the moment you close your eyes, bringing with it terrifying what-ifs and a racing heart that refuses to slow down. The thief has tried to steal your most vulnerable time, knowing that if he can keep you exhausted, he can keep you defeated. But I am here to reclaim your night. I am the architect of rest, and I am standing guard over the very threshold of your dreams. Hear my sovereign declaration over your home and your bed. Your sleep is now holy ground. I'm driving out every shadow of insomnia, every spirit of night terror, and every frequency of restlessness that has plagued your mind. From this moment forward, your bedroom is a fortress of my peace, a cocoon of divine protection where no weapon of darkness can penetrate. I am the watchman who never slumbers nor sleeps. While you rest, I am working on the problems you cannot solve. I am setting a perimeter of fire around your dwelling. I am silencing the voices of the night and replacing them with a lullaby of my grace. You no longer need to stay awake to protect yourself or to figure out your future, for I have it all in the palm of my hand. I'm giving you the sleep of the beloved, a deep restorative and supernatural rest that will heal your body and renew your spirit in the span of a single night. I want you to experience the shift in the atmosphere of your room right now. Visualize my presence as a soft, warm light that is filling every corner, pushing the darkness out into the hallways and away from your life. Feel your eyelids becoming heavy and relaxed, as if my thumb is gently stroking them shut. Notice the muscles in your face, the ones around your eyes and your mouth surrendering to a deep, heavy peace. The racing engine of your brain is finally being switched off. The gears are stopping and the cooling oil of my spirit is lubricating your thoughts. Feel the mattress beneath you becoming a cradle of security. I'm wrapping you in a blanket of my glory that is thicker than any physical fabric. Every cell in your body is receiving the command to go into repair mode. Your breath is becoming slow, rhythmic, and peaceful, like a child resting on its father's chest. The air you are breathing is filtered by my love, free from the dust of anxiety. The shadow of night pressure is gone. It has no authority over you because you are under the shadow of my wings. As you lie down tonight and every night following, you will not fear the dark, for the light of the world is your guardian. You will wake up with a clarity you haven't felt in years, with your strength replenished and your joy restored. The cycle of exhaustion ends here and now. I've appointed my angels to stand at the four corners of your bed, and their swords are drawn against any intrusion. Your dreams will no longer be a place of chaos, but a place of revelation and rest. Rest now, my child. Let go of the day, for the night belongs to me, and I have made it a gift for you. It is done. The peace of the night is yours, sealed in my faithfulness. My chosen one, I am looking deeper now beyond the boundaries of your own years and into the very roots of your bloodline. I have seen the invisible shadows that have followed your family for generations, the same recurring struggles, the same patterns of financial drought, the same chronic sicknesses, and the same sudden heartbreaks that your parents and their parents endured. You have often felt like you were running a race with weights tied to your ankles, wondering why, despite your hard work and your prayers, you always seem to hit a glass ceiling. You have felt the ghost of lack whispering that you will never truly get ahead, that you were born to struggle, just as those before you did. But I have called you to this moment because I have designated you as the transition generation. You are the one I have anointed to stand at the gates of your lineage and say no further. The cycle that has plagued your name for decades is meeting the wall of my fire today. I am issuing a divine decree that shakes the foundations of your ancestry. The legacy of failure is broken. I am severing the spiritual umbilical cord that has fed the patterns of poverty, addiction, and disappointment into your life. By the power of my spoken word, I am shredding every legal claim the enemy has held against your family tree. I break the curse of just enough and the spirit of barely making it. Now, I'm releasing the chains of generational limitation. I am wiping away the debts of the past and writing a new testament of abundance for your future. You are not a continuation of your family's mistakes. You are the start of a new blessed history. The drought is over, and the era of the overflowing cup has begun. I am shifting the spiritual DNA of your destiny, moving you from the line of the defeated into the line of the overcomers. I want you to feel the physical transformation that comes with this liberation. Notice your body right now. I'm placing my hand upon the small of your back and the center of your spine. Feel yourself straightening up. The slouch of the burdened, the heavy shoulders of the slave and the bowed head of the defeated are being replaced by the posture of royalty. Your spine is becoming a pillar of strength. I am pouring a surge of new vibrant power into the very crown of your head. It feels like liquid gold, warm, heavy, and full of authority, flowing down through your brain into your neck, through your heart, and pulsing out of your fingertips. This is the strength of the conquerors. This is the wisdom of the kings. You are being rewired for prosperity, for health, and for a level of success that your ancestors could only dream of. The atmosphere of lack has been incinerated. In its place, I am breathing the atmosphere of more than enough. You will no longer look at the world through the eyes of a victim of circumstance, but through the eyes of an heir to the kingdom. Your hands are now empowered to create wealth. Your mind is open to receive million-dollar ideas, and your feet are guided to the land of milk and honey. This is not just a temporary change. This is a permanent shift in the atmosphere of your bloodline. Your children will walk through the doors you are opening today. They will never know the struggles you knew because you had the courage to stand in this fire and let me break the chains. The transition is complete. The legacy of lack is dead. The era of your dominion has begun. It is done. It is sealed in the heavens. My chosen one. We have reached the pinnacle of this divine encounter, the seventh and final round, where I set your destiny on fire. For too long, you have felt like you were standing behind an invisible glass wall, watching others walk into their purpose, while you remained frozen in a season of waiting. You have had the dreams, you have had the hunger, but it felt as though a heavy, unseen hand was holding you back, keeping you in a state of spiritual and professional stagnation. But today, I'm putting my finger on the mind gate of your soul. This is the sacred portal through which your future enters your present. I'm clearing away the cobwebs of procrastination and the rust of doubt that have jammed the hinges of this gate for years. I am igniting it with the white-hot fire of my spirit, making it a gateway of light that the enemy can no longer approach. Every barrier that was designed to keep you small and quiet is being dismantled now. I am activating the dormant seeds of greatness I planted within you before the world was formed. The wait is over, and the holy acceleration of your life has begun. I am granting you a supernatural upgrade of your inner vision and your capacity to understand. From this moment on, you will no longer see through the clouded lens of human limitation or past disappointments. I am giving you eagle sight, the divine ability to see the end from the beginning, to identify the opportunity hidden within every obstacle, and to see the path I've carved for you through the wilderness. You will begin to notice patterns you never saw before. You will hear my voice whispering behind you. This is the way, walk in it. This is the activation of divine wisdom, the same wisdom that laid the foundations of the stars. It is now being poured into your consciousness as a permanent stream. You will find yourself knowing things you weren't taught and understanding mysteries that once baffled you. I'm aligning your mind with the mind of Christ. You are no longer guessing. You are being guided. You are no longer wandering. You are being propelled by a divine mandate that cannot be stopped by any earthly power. I want you to focus all your attention on the center of your mind right now. Visualize a brilliant sunrise beginning to break over the horizon of your thoughts. The darkness of stagnation and the shadows of delay are retreating as a vibrant golden light floods your imagination. Feel the warmth of this spiritual dawn as it spreads from the center of your brain to your very fingertips and down to your toes. This light is the spark of creative genius. Notice how ideas are beginning to bubble up from your spirit solutions to problems that have plagued you for years. Blueprints for businesses, strategies for your family, and visions of a life that is far beyond anything you dared to ask or think. The stagnation is melting away like morning mist under a summer sun. Your mind is becoming a fertile field ready to receive and manifest the harvest of your destiny. You are waking up to your true self, the warrior and the architect I created you to be. The heaviness is gone, replaced by an electric anticipation of the glory that is already on its way. The 7 rounds are complete, and your mind gate is wide open. I have placed a seal of fire upon this gate, and I have stationed my most powerful angels to guard it night and day. Nothing unclean, no thought of lack, and no whisper of the enemy shall pass through it again. You are now a vessel of pure light and divine purpose. The stagnation that once defined your narrative has been replaced by a holy momentum that will carry you swiftly into your promised land. Guard this gate with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of your new life. This is the moment your reality shifts forever. You are no longer the person who started this journey. You are a transformed being equipped with the vision of the Creator and the wisdom of the ages. The gate is open, the path is clear, and the fire is burning bright. Go forth now, for the world is waiting for the manifestation of what I have just birthed within you. It is done. It is finished. Your mind gate is open, and it is forever guarded by my fire. Breathe, my beloved. Just breathe. The intense heat of the 7 rounds of fire is now subsiding, leaving behind a purified and hallowed ground within your soul. Can you feel the sudden drop in the frequency of the world around you? The noise of the city, the demands of the clock, and the frantic beating of your own heart are all slowing down, surrendering to a heavy golden peace that is descending from my throne. This is not the fragile peace the world offers, a peace that vanishes when the news changes or the bills arrive. This is the peace that surpasses all understanding, a thick, tangible cloud of my presence that is settling into the very marrow of your bones. The atmosphere in your room has shifted. The air is now saturated with the scent of rain after a long drought. The battle is over, and the victory is not something you have to fight for. It is something you are now resting in. You have entered the eye of the storm where everything is still, and where I am the only reality that matters. Now witness the great reversal that is taking place in the spiritual realm on your behalf. For years, the enemy has tried to use your trials to drain you, but I am now turning those very trials into the fuel for your elevation. Every sleepless night you endured is being converted into a reservoir of supernatural wisdom. Every betrayal that broke your heart has created the capacity for a deeper, more profound love. Every moment of lack has prepared you to handle the weight of the massive abundance that is now flowing toward you. The things that were meant to destroy you have only succeeded in making you fireproof. What was intended to be your end has become your new beginning. I am taking the weapons of the enemy and melting them down to forge the tools for your kingdom. You are not just recovering, you are being upgraded. The very person who tried to hold you back will now watch as I prepare a table for you in their presence. Your deficit is being turned into a surplus, and your sorrow is being distilled into a joy that no man can take from you. I am the God who bends time to my will, and I am issuing a decree of restoration over the years you feel you have lost. You have mourned for the seasons that were stolen by sickness, by grief, or by the mistakes of others. You have looked at the calendar and felt the sting of regret, thinking you are too late. But I tell you today, I'm compressing 7 years of stolen progress into these very minutes of divine encounter. What should have taken a decade to rebuild, I am restoring in a single moment of my favor. I'm giving you back your youth, your vigor, and your opportunities. I'm restoring the relationships that were fractured and the dreams that were buried under the dust of delay. The locusts that ate away at your harvest are being banished, and in their place, I'm bringing a harvest that is 7 times greater than what was taken. You are not behind, you are being catapulted forward. The time you thought was wasted was actually a time of hidden preparation, and now you are emerging with a maturity and a strength that only the wilderness could produce. Stay in this stillness, for this is the posture of your new life. You no longer need to strive to push or to manipulate circumstances to get what you need. From this place of peace, you will operate with an effortless authority. When you speak, things will happen. When you move, doors will open. The atmosphere of struggle has been permanently replaced by the atmosphere of flow. Feel the coolness of my spirit washing over your heart, soothing every remaining ache. You are surrounded by a divine buffer that prevents the stress of the world from touching your core. You are at rest, and in your rest, I am doing my greatest work. The restoration is complete. The reversal is in motion. The peace is your permanent inheritance. Sit with me in this silence for a moment longer and let the reality of your new world sink deep into your spirit. You are home. You are safe. You are restored. My chosen one, the time has come to strip away the old tattered garments of your identity that you have worn for far too long. I have watched you walk through the world with your head bowed, carrying the label of victim like a heavy cloak. You have defined yourself by what was taken from you by the people who hurt you and by the circumstances that seemed to conspire against your success. But I am here to tell you that the victim version of you has died in the fire of these 7 rounds. That person no longer exists in my eyes. I'm reaching into the core of your being and pulling out the hidden warrior that I placed there before the foundations of the world were laid. You were never meant to just survive the storm. You were designed to rule in the midst of it. The very trials that you thought were your undoing were actually the grueling training sessions for your promotion. I did not allow you to be crushed. I allowed you to be forged. You are not a casualty of war. You are a champion of the kingdom, and today I am crowning you with a new name and a new authority. From this breath forward, you walk as an ambassador of heaven. You are no longer at the mercy of the world's economy, the world's opinions, or the world's sicknesses. I'm placing a spiritual signet ring upon your finger, symbolizing the authority I'm granting you over your own life and the atmosphere around you. When you enter a room, the darkness must flee, not because of your human strength, but because of the light of the world that now radiates through you with an unobstructed brilliance. You have been upgraded from a passive observer to a divine participant. I have armed you with strength for the battle and have given you the shield of my favor. You are no longer the one running away from the giant. You are the one the giant fears. I am teaching your hands to war and your fingers to fight, not with physical weapons, but with the high praises of my name and the unwavering conviction of my word. You speak with a new weight, a new resonance, and a new power. When you decree a thing, it shall be established, for you are speaking from the throne room of your new identity. You must understand that you do not walk alone. As you step out in this warrior identity, you are accompanied by the host of heaven. I have assigned legions of angels to go before you, to level the mountains, and behind you, to guard your steps. You walk under a divine covering that is impenetrable to the arrows of the enemy. You are the chosen one, not because you are perfect, but because you are willing to be broken and rebuilt by my hand. Your scars are no longer marks of shame. They are your credentials, your medals of honor that prove you have been to the front lines and returned with the victory. Do not shrink back into the shadows of your old self. Stand tall, for you are royalty. You are a conqueror through my love. The spirit of timidity has been replaced by a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. This is your new reality. This is your true self. You are a warrior, you are protected, and you are destined to win. The upgrade is complete, and the world is about to see the glory of the Father reflected in the strength of the child. My child, a miracle is a gift But a lifestyle is a choice. I have delivered you from the fire and cleared the wreckage of your past, but now you must learn to walk in the cool of the day without returning to the embers of your old ways. Wisdom is the practical application of the truth I have poured into you, and to maintain this divine peace, you must realize that your spiritual health requires intentional stewardship. You are now the gardener of the heart I have just cleared of thorns. If you leave the soil untended, the weeds of worry and the dust of the world will try to crawl back into the spaces I have sanctified. I am giving you the blueprints for your daily walk. For your victory is not just a fleeting moment, it is a momentum you must guard. You must be intentional about where you place your feet and what you allow into your gates. This is not about heavy rules, it is about protecting the sacred resonance of my voice within you so that you never lose your way again. The first step of divine wisdom is to understand that rest is not a sign of weakness. It is a weapon of spiritual warfare. When you choose to rest, you are making a bold declaration that I am in control and that you trust my timing more than your own frantic striving. Do not overextend yourself to please a world that will never be satisfied, for I have called you to be faithful, not to be exhausted. Learn the holiness of the word no. Setting boundaries is an act of love for the purpose I have placed inside you. You cannot pour from an empty vessel, and you cannot hear my whispers if you are constantly drowned out by the demands of others. Protect your energy as if it were the holy oil for your lamp. Withdraw when necessary, just as my son withdrew to the mountain to find me. In the stillness, your strength is recalibrated and your shield is reinforced for the journey ahead. You must also become a fierce and vigilant guardian of your inputs. Your eyes and your ears are the gates to your soul, and not everything deserves your attention. Do not allow the toxic chatter of the world, the sensationalism of the news, or the bitterness of unhealed people to pollute the clear waters I have just restored in you. Be selective about whose table you sit at and whose voice you allow to influence your spirit. Furthermore, you must walk in the path of radical forgiveness. This is not because those who hurt you deserve it, but because you deserve to be free from their shadow. Unforgiveness is a tether that keeps you anchored to the very past I've just broken you out of. Release them into my hands, for I am the only righteous judge. By letting go of the offense, you ensure that your heart remains soft light and perfectly receptive to the new blessings I am bringing to your doorstep every day. Finally, make it your sacred priority to meet me in the first light of every morning. Before the world has a chance to speak to you, let me be the first voice you hear. A simple prayer of agreement, a few moments of sincere gratitude, or a single verse of my word acts as a final seal over your day. Declare that your mind is guarded by fire and your path is lit by grace before you ever step out of your door. This daily practice creates a rhythm of grace that will carry you through every challenge with an unshakable poise. You are no longer just a person who had a spiritual experience. You are now a person who lives in a spiritual atmosphere. Walk in these steps of wisdom and you will find that the path remains bright and the burden remains light. You have the tools, you have the authority, and you have my wisdom. Move forward with the quiet confidence of a child who knows their father is leading every step. My precious child, the work is finished. The spiritual surgery on your mind and soul is complete, and the old architecture of fear has been replaced by the blueprints of my glory. You are standing in the wreckage of your former limitations, but you are not buried by them. You are standing on top of them. The ritual of restoration is concluded, and your internal atmosphere has been reset to its original divine frequency. Do not look for the person you were 30 minutes ago. That version of you has been dissolved in the fire of my love. Every word spoken today has been etched into your spirit, and the gates of your future are now swinging wide on hinges of favor. You are moving out of this moment not as a seeker, but as a possessor. You carry the seal of the Almighty, and the darkness you once feared is now trembling at the light you carry. The weight is gone, the path is clear, and the victory is already manifesting in the invisible before it breaks into your visible world. Now we must lock this prophecy into your life forever, ensuring that no thief of the soul can steal what has been birthed today. I call you to perform the final act of faith. Do not stay silent. Let your voice echo in the halls of heaven. Type your final seal in the comments now. It is done. My future is guarded. Or simply, Amen. By doing this, you are anchoring this transformation into the earth. If you have felt my presence move through, you do not walk this path alone. Join this family of warriors and subscribe to this channel, ensuring that the work I started here continues to grow every single day. This is your new rhythm, your new community, and your new source of strength. Press the like button one last time to signal to the universe that you are in total agreement with the breakthrough that has just occurred. Your faith has made you whole, and your consistency will keep you free. But do not stop here, my beloved. The fire we have lit must be fueled so that it becomes a permanent beacon. Your journey of transformation is a continuous river, and I have prepared more for you. There is another message waiting for you, another layer of revelation that will lock in the victory you have claimed today and prevent the enemy from ever finding a way back. Do not leave this sacred space, yet click on the next video appearing on your screen. Now, it is the next step in your training, the next phase of your destiny. What I have begun in this hour, I will bring to a glorious completion. Move forward now into the next message, for I am already there, waiting to reveal the next level of your greatness. The seal is set, the fire is burning, your future is bright. Go now and walk into your promise. It is done.